Hi, welcome to Space Wolf TV. My name is Brian Lynchide, and today I think I'm going to be doing some reactions to some cringe, some internet YouTube cringe. There's people out there that, plenty of people out there that do this. I really enjoy watching Cody Ko stuff. Curtis Connor has some really good content on this kind of stuff. But, luckily there's plenty of cringy material out there on YouTube for someone like myself to get in the realm as well. So in the same realm, this video was titled "Pickup Artists," but which pickup artists, don't get me wrong, are completely cringe on their own, and I think that's what I went into looking for when I found this video. But I would say this is more so men giving men self-help on how to get women, not so much like going up on the street and trying out. I mean, I guess it's kind of like the behind the scenes, but it seems a little more like a guru who isn't really a guru teaching a whole bunch of men. I guess that is what pickup artists do. I don't know what I'm talking about. Anyways, I feel like, I don't know, it's a little bit different than most of the pickup artist stuff you see out there, and I think that will make sense when we start watching the video. So, without me blathering on about it anymore, let's just go ahead and jump on in. That distortion's going to clear up here in a second.
So I'll start with some of the very simple approaches, like if we were...
Before I continue, I just realized I should mention I've seen this before, so I know the premise of this woman that's there. They pay some attractive woman that they find to come on and let them try to spit some game at her, and then go over the tactics that they're using and why they're using it. So that's why she's here. They found a woman that is just supposed to sit there, and they pay her money, and he gives very genuine reactions to what these guys try, what this guy specifically tries to do with her. So anyways,
in a bookstore or something like that, I'd say, well, where's an amazing place to eat around here?
I think you probably want to go downtown.
What do you like there?
The point of this, which I think is really understated, is simple questions open up a universe. And you can see things have not taken off yet, though they will. But these sorts of questions that you guys probably think are really stupid or really lame, you really should use them, because they are the perfect way to open up a conversation.
all right, real quick. So that first part, I don't think there's anything necessarily wrong with what he's saying there. Everyone is a stranger. Every relationship started out with two people being strangers. So, I mean, sure, going up and sparking up a conversation, what he says about a simple question like that opens up a universe, kind of a cringy way to put it, but sure, yeah, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. What I have a problem with is what happens next and what continues to happen. So let's continue.
The options.
Are you like a chain restaurant kind of girl? Are you more like wanting to go to like the specialty place, or what are you into?
Oh, I thought you were asking because you wanted to find a place to eat.
Well, I'm curious.
Depends what you want to eat.
All right, well, what do you like to eat?
I like a little of everything.
Okay. So, here's a question for you that I've been asking people lately that I think is pretty interesting because it tells you about them. And I'd like
Let's just veer off to something else.
to know this about you. What would you do if somebody gave you $1 million?
I have no idea.
Really? You never thought about what you would
love that
do
answer.
or what you'd like your life to be like?
No, I've thought about it. I don't know what I would do, though.
Oh, what might you try?
I don't know.
I don't think she does. See, at this point, I'm like, there's been at least 3 things I've tried and I've gotten like nothing back, and I don't care, right?
Yeah, key point that he pointed out is you've gotten nothing back. She's giving you a whole lot of stop bothering me vibes. So at this point, maybe just leave her alone. That should be your takeaway. There's nothing wrong with going up to a stranger and trying to spark up a conversation and seeing if that leads somewhere. But when they start giving you clear fuck off vibes, maybe take that. But his reaction, I love, for the wrong reasons, not because I think what he does is awesome at all, but he says, and I don't care. you know, I don't care. I'm Mr. Cool Guy over here. I'm just gonna steamroll right past that. You know, I'm in control of the situation. Is basically what he's trying to portray here.
And she's not caring. So at this point, I might jump on the thing, but I don't care.
What's
right?
the thing?
So that's where we're going with that.
Is there a grenade
Well,
or?
it doesn't make any sense to me that you haven't thought about what you might want to do. I mean, I know I've thought a lot about what I would do if I could do sort of whatever I wanted, or if I had unlimited funds. Would you like go to an island in the Bahamas and drink mojitos and just hang out?
I thought you just wanted to know
What would
a
be
place to
something that you
eat.
would be
What were we doing?
I'm not inviting you.
I
I'm
think
just.
it's a super personal question. I just don't really want to tell you.
I'm not inviting.
Well, that's fine with me.
I love this woman. She's such a fucking bitch.
Oh my God, no, she's not.
She is incredibly mean. But now
She's
you can see that
incredibly
I'm making it
mean.
more confrontational. I'm going into the. I forgot what it was I just said. It's strange to me that you wouldn't have thought about it. Or
Yeah, you're pinning her on specific. She's saying things that are incredibly vague and generalized, and you're pushing her for specific. Are you sure? What about this point? What about this point? What about this point? To get her to react.
Yeah, and he's got his hype man here. He's like, yeah, she's just giving you all these, like, you know, I don't really want to talk to you. Please leave me alone. And you're doing, you know, what you got to do, and you're pinning her on it, and you're calling her out on her bullshit. Yeah, way to go, man. That was really fucking cool of you. Like, shut the fuck up. This is why these guys that don't know what the fuck they're doing don't need other guys who don't know what the fuck they're doing backing them up on their bullshit. They need to just sit there and be quiet and maybe pay this woman to, you know, critique them and tell them, I don't know. Anyways, let's just jump back into it.
let's see what happens next. I mean, for me, I'm done. I don't know if you've got ideas here.
Yeah, you should be.
Great.
Should have been done a little bit ago, but that's fine.
That might be where he'd go. Right, because you could escalate it. I mean, the thing is, I don't particularly feel like giving her a lot of shit. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay.
Because she's not.
Okay.
She's just not into it. So what? But if you wanted to, you could say, "Wow, you're really mean." You know, you're really. I don't think she is actually being particularly mean or cold. But you could go.
Although in his like after commentary action that him and his buddy did, he called her a bitch. But sure, yeah, not being particularly mean or cold in the moment. I think he's like intimidated by this woman, obviously, and he's too afraid in the moment to say that he obviously thinks she's being a bitch. She's not being a bitch by any means, but that's what this guy thinks, and he has the balls to say that whenever him and his buddy are sitting there watching the video doing a play-by-play.
Go with that. Wow, you're really cold. What is it about you? So you're the kind of woman who is really cold and mean to guys, who asks simple
Really
questions.
cold and mean to guys.
You're the kind of woman who takes
Okay,
things really
mean guy.
personally when people ask simple things like, "What would you do if you won the lottery?"
You're the kind of girl that, you know, a nice guy like me comes up and just asks you all these random ass questions and you take it really personally. Me, however, I don't take anything personally. I'm not taking this situation personally. That's, you know, this is the demeanor of someone who didn't just get butthurt over a situation and is not taking anything personally. That's nailed it, dude. You're nailing it.
And all the lines show up. That's exactly how it is for everybody. But what's great is that I like that you're detached from this. You know, I think that's a really healthy attitude. You try a couple things. If it doesn't, well, get the fuck out. Why? You know, we have this attachment that it always has to work out when we're really, that's ridiculous, you know?
Yep. And I think that the reason that possibility opened up for me when I stood up, like, oh, I think see all these possibilities, is that I really did let go. You know, for most guys, they look at a hot woman and suddenly they tighten up, you know, and I think it happens to us some too. It just always seems to happen. Like, I got to make this work. But if you can really let go of making it work, and having some lines in your mind that you can use will help you let go of having to make it work.
Okay.
So, you know, lines to practice out loud are lines like, oh, so you're the kind of woman who's mean to strangers who ask simple questions. Or you're the kind of woman who takes things personally when they really aren't all that personal.
Where does this guy think that's gonna go? This is like middle school mindset that, you know, it's negging. Like he is a man in his 40s, basically in a roundabout way describing negging. Let's keep going.
I'm going to get a lot of no from her at this point, right? But, so you're the kind of woman who who's just an automatic no to every question when somebody comes? Did something happen to you that would really scare you?
No and no.
Good answer. Yeah. No and no.
Are you going to say no right now?
Are you
I'm
12?
gonna say I think that what you're doing is interesting, but it's also kind of offensive.
It's passive aggressive. It's
What else is
cringy.
It's also kind of offensive.
It's offensive. Unlike your behavior, you
Oh my-
fucking bitch. All right, let's see. I'm sorry, I had to say that.
How is she? How is her behavior? How is she a fucking bitch? She was in this made up scenario. She was in a bookstore just minding her own business. You did what started out fine, doing a cold call, cold open, you know, woman you don't know. You thought she was attractive. You went to her and tried to spark up a conversation, something random about a good place to eat. That was fine. But there is nothing about her not being interested and, you know, clearly giving you fuck off vibes that made her a bitch. You're a little baby back boy for taking that as your takeaway.
A wall with like this, you know, who one hits the wall with like this.
But as well, as this goes on a little bit more, it does open back up too, which is really interesting. Is there's this whole concept that you should never be offensive to a woman, you know, or to anyone, or that no woman's ever offensive to you. Which
No,
they seem
no
to feel
one's saying
perfectly free
that.
to
I
do
mean,
a lot of
there's
times.
sure
This woman
there's
certainly does. So
instances
let's see what
where
happens as we go on.
But it also points to like you guys.
any of
watching
that could
this
be
on
applicable. This isn't one of them.
If you are the best seducer in the world, every time you're
She's a
pushing
stranger who doesn't
woman,
wanna
will lead
talk to you.
Sex and the ultimate outcome, which is not true. At every moment in this interaction, you're putting it on the table that it may dissolve and she may get up and be done with you, and that's it. And you're okay with that. That's where we want you guys to come from.
Right.
You'll
We want
have
you
a
to
lot
come
more
from that.
success that way.
Yeah.
let's do
That's
that.
how you win. That's how you win, knowing that
One of the core.
knowing that this woman, like all other women, are not going to be interested in you, but being okay with that, being, you know, strong in that realization and not giving a fuck and really just kind of ruining another person's day. That's how you win. That's their takeaway.
Ideas
Fucking
that if you're
idiots.
going to be in interactions that have some intensity is you always agree with negative assessments of you, and you always disagree with positive assessments of you. You'd say, well, so what offends you? I mean, I'm glad you're interested. That's
I can
fine.
imagine what this woman, like this poor woman, is just like hearing him teach this room of guys to just spout off his bullshit, and she's getting paid to do it. You know, more power to her. The comment that they made of, "Who hurt you? Who hurt you? Why are you this way? Who hurt you? Why are you this way?" There's like so much that they say about women, and this woman in particular, that if they would just like reflect that back in themselves, they might actually grow and, you know, be someone down the line could actually look at as a romantic partner. But they don't. They deflect very. I mean, it's a room full of incels is what it is.
Offends you? What's offensive to you?
You're trying to dig into me. You don't know me, but you're not offering anything about yourself, and I don't trust you.
Oh, so you'd like to know more about me?
Sure.
Okay.
Tell me something about yourself.
Well, gee, what would I do if I could do anything? Okay, I got to jump in here and interrupt myself. Now, how would you like to go up to a super hot woman in a bar and have her complaint be about you that she wants to know more about you? You know, did you guys, as you watch this, did you see this coming? at
winning.
all? You know, about yourself. I want to know more about you. You know.
It is weird.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like she's getting, you know, taking her clothes off at this point, but you can feel that there.
What are you
because
saying?
I've been willing to engage in the conflict.
What are you
There's
saying?
a moving towards me that is happening. You know, we were just talking about how.
Yeah, you're doing great, bud.
There's a guy here who just came back from being a month-long vacation in Fiji, and I was saying, wow, I have a 4-day vacation planned at Christmas time, and it's the first vacation that I've had in as long as I can remember. So I was thinking, you know, what I would do is I would go spend a month in Fiji if I could do whatever I wanted to do.
Really?
Yeah, or someplace like, I mean, they just had a coup there, so maybe not. But someplace like that. I mean, I've never done, I don't know if you've done this, but I've never done the go lie on a beach thing. Never done it. Never
I
have.
have. It's good. You should do it.
It's not boring, or is
It's
it
not
just,
boring.
what happens that makes it interesting? I mean, I'm genuinely
Snorkeling
curious.
is really fun.
Granted, this is like, you know, a constructed situation, but she's being so nice to this guy. Like she's pushed through all of his just inappropriate, cringy behavior and has kind of helped guide him to a place where, you know, like without directly mentoring this guy. She you know, she's in a very organic way, just like bringing it to a place where she could feel comfortable, and it's like, look at us, we're just having a conversation now. Like, I don't know, she's a saint.
Wow, where have you snorkeled?
Hawaii.
Wow, okay, that's far away, but that sounds fun.
It's super fun.
So, so is snorkeling the one where the tube's out of the
Yeah.
water? Wow. So what do you see?
Did you
What-
really
what's
not
so
know what
amazing about
snorkeling was?
Fish, coral.
Fish and
Sharks.
coral.
Oh,
The 1-2 punch has worked.
Yeah, if I were in, I think, in
this
a
hype,
bar
man.
situation with this, at about
You're
this
doing it,
point,
dude.
I'd be
You're
like wanting
nailing
to get away from her for a while and then come back.
yeah, yeah.
You know,
Play it cool.
I would want to install some scarcity now.
Yeah.
Like, look, I'm here with my friends. I got to go check in with them. Maybe I'll catch up with you later. Something like that.
Totally should do that. Give her a chance to
But
escape.
yeah, she's definitely softened down, and there's a conversation going. A friend of mine was in Hawaii, and he was doing, I guess it was snorkeling, and he was with some guys who were spearfishing. Did you see anybody doing that?
Oh yeah.
So he's trying to spearfish, and they're like, here, hold this octopus, and it's climbing all over him and getting on his face. Because they're spearing things, because they're natives. And so
Real quick, I just want to say the length of this conversation would not have happened if this wasn't a organized situation where they paid a woman to come in and try out these techniques on. And also, for the scenario that they set up, I don't see this maybe in a bar, you know, where people are there killing time, having drinks, open to potentially meeting a stranger if they're not super annoying or cringy like these guys. But in a bookstore, the scenario that they set up, if she wasn't paid to sit in this chair and make up role play with these guys, there's no way they would even be at this point of the conversation talking about, you know, vacations and sharks and seeing anyone spearfishing. But it's fine. You know, him and his buddy watching the video now, commentating on it, are pumped up on how well he's done, how great he's turned the situation around for a win, just by not caring, just by not giving a shit. That's all you got to do. Winning.
you know, they're to fish, right? And he's so happy. And he holds it up, and they all go ashen. And he's like, what's wrong? He's like, dude, you just speared the state fish of Hawaii. It's like a
Whoopsies.
felony. So
Is this a true story?
yeah, it's my friend Rob.
Wow.
This actually happened. We still make fun of him about it to this day.
Did he get arrested?
No, I mean, I don't know, they kind of threw it back and hoped it got better.
That's nice.
So where do you like to go there? I mean, what part of Hawaii would you recommend?
At this point, he thinks he's winning,
You know,
just because she's engaging. This is just all it is, you know, someone having a conversation. It has nothing to do with them being interested in you, wanting to have sex with you, as one of them mentioned, as, you know, the end goal, but not even really worrying about that or being about it. This has nothing to do with anything on meeting a romantic partner. This is just another person who happens to be a woman that this guy is into, being polite enough to have a conversation with you. But it's not going to go anywhere. I promise you.
It depends. You know, Kauai's really good for hiking.
I mean, it's a paid situation,
good
but
for
if it was real, it's not going
Big
anywhere.
Island's good for volcanic beaches and lava.
so did you see any of the live hot lava?
Yeah.
So I can stop now. We're like in a conversation, right? And the thing to notice is we went through a
Rocky Point.
rocky point. And now I don't even know your name. What's your name?
Jennifer.
Probably would have been a
Jennifer,
good thing to know, but okay.
One thing that we know about each other now is that we can actually go through a rocky point and still be in an interaction. Now, we're still really undecided about each other, but we know that we can, I mean, there's a way in which that builds a little bit of trust.
Right, for
versus just
our
kind of,
long-term
we can
relationship that we're
survive it.
building right now.
Anything else on that?
Can I ask Jennifer a question?
Sure.
Jennifer, I mean, the energy totally, initially he's asking you all these questions, you're not getting, and he's asking you stuff, he's not saying anything. He pretty much said, you know, this is creepy, you're asking me stuff. So there's a conflict. And then he started telling something about himself, his Hawaii fishing story. You guys, your energy totally changed. My question for you straight up is that had he gone in, so you had the conflict, then you had better energy. Had he gone in sort of not being this sort of creepy guy or the conflict initially and gone in just to the, you're having a conversation, how would have you been,
I love that a student describes him as like this creepy guy.
you know, more attracted to him, the same, or did that conflict actually help or hurt things?
This is actually a dumb question. I'm sorry, I'm going to jump in.
Okay.
There's
Okay, I'm gonna let him speak. But just real quick, this guy who was a student for this bad idea, who sounds like a genuine guy, maybe, you know, a little lost, a little misguided, but legitimately came here trying to find some answers to his inability to find a partner. And he asked Jennifer, I think her name was, a question on how she felt about something, and instead of letting her answer her honest opinion, her take from what happened, the instructor, the guru of this whole thing, has to step in and just shut it down. Let's hear his take. I know it's gonna be good, I'm sure.
There's no way to know, and it's going to be contextually based.
Make yourself up.
That is, I hope we all learned something. Not to do anything that you saw these guys talking about. I think I feel a little bit for the guys that pay to go and see this, because I'm sure not every person that goes in there with like bad misogynistic energy. I'm sure there's a lot of guys that go in there legitimately trying to improve themselves and be more successful in the dating realm. But fuck these gurus. Like, these guys are so fucking smug and so stupid, and they just spout off their bullshit, just giving bad information to these poor guys. I'm sure not every one of those guys that pays to go there is some poor lost soul. There's probably a decent amount that are already kind of dug into their misogynistic incel ways, so fuck those guys too. But yeah, no, it's an unfortunate thing that I get so much joy out of it, and I want them to keep posting their failures because I love watching it. It's so fucking good. I can't wait to do the part 2 for you guys, and I hope there's more. I feel bad that they exist, but they do, so I'm gonna watch it and I'm gonna enjoy it. It's amazing. Anyways, that was my first cringe reaction video. Hope to do more. I had a good time doing it. Yeah, that's all I got. Thank you for watching this episode. Have a good one.